I guess it was some drones of some sort, and you can see some video right now. And I just have to ask you, this comes on the heels of something like 9 drones entering Polish airspace, Russian drones, and Poland had to shoot those down, the remnants falling over Poland. What are they doing here? Are they almost like, in Jurassic Park, you had the velociraptors tapping the electrified fences to see where there were weaknesses? Is that what Russia's doing?
Yeah. I like that analogy, Liz. It
welcome.
was 19 drones in Poland. And it turned out, and we heard this from the Polish foreign minister, Radek Sikorski, good friend, that they didn't actually have explosives. They were dud explosives there. So clearly, Russia is probing. They don't want to start World War III, but they want to see, hey, are the Europeans capable of responding? Are the Americans going to do anything?
An interesting point of view.
Turned out there wasn't much of a response. There was a Article 4 response, which means that they'll all get together for a phone call. And then a day later, President Trump said, well, maybe it was a mistake. 19 drones, 300 kilometers into Poland is not a mistake, Liz, right?
So, can I just clarify, though? Today, I believe the president said they shouldn't have been there. Those drones should not have been there. Yeah, the mistake thing didn't ring very, very strongly with a lot of people who said, come on, these are the Russians. We know what they're trying to do. But he did
That's
say
right.
that.
No, and to be fair, he said even before when he said it might have been a mistake, he said they shouldn't be in Poland. I accept that. My point is it wasn't a strong response. It wasn't a coordinated response. He continues to say, Zelensky has to come to the table, have a deal. The Europeans have to buy less oil. But you and I both know there's been a number of deadlines that Trump has given Putin or else.
Joe.
And so far, those deadlines have led to or else I'm going to give you another deadline. And Putin's response is, okay, 19 drones in Poland. Right. Okay, I'm sending jet fighters into Estonia. Putin certainly doesn't see American and NATO threats as credible against him to date. He didn't view Biden's threats as credible. He hasn't viewed Trump's threats as credible. That's been the consistency here.
Putin is not going to stop. He has no off switch when it comes to his bloody invasion that's killing so many Ukrainians, but also tens of thousands of Russians. Exactly. Right. Russians and now North Koreans who...
That's the thing is Putin has no intention of stopping this war. He doesn't want to end this war. That's not the point. The point is to keep the fight going because it increases the power of the Axis. You have to realize the whole thing that empowers the Axis is fighting. Why do you think China is the one that is most aggressive against the United States with tariffs? Fighting so tooth and nail that they have effectively 55% tariffs on them. Because China and Russia and North Korea and other actors want to work together to replace the US dollar supremacy. They want their oil to reign supreme. They want to be the future economies of the world that lead, and not the United States. And in part by doing this, you galvanize them together. When you have Russia fighting against Europe, and you have Donald Trump fighting against China with tariffs, you create friends amongst enemies, people who are being squeezed out. Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, they're all in it together. So it's no surprise Russian jets breached NATO airspace on Friday in what was called a brazen incursion into Estonia. This is the third airborne incident in just over a week. Mind you, these incidents didn't occur at the beginning of this crisis. This is just a way of Moscow reiterating that, hey, drones over or jets over. This is just a way of them reiterating that, hey, man, we're not scaling back. We don't care about your threats. This is not Russia trying to negotiate with Donald Trump. You know what it is? It's a middle finger to Donald Trump. We know that. I mean, we don't have to go into that. What it really is Russia showing China, hey, China, look what I'm doing now. And watch what the Americans are going to do about it. Do you see? Nothing. That's what Russia is doing. They are showing Iran and North Korea and China that you don't have to be afraid of the Americans. They are showing that if you want to invade Taiwan, don't worry, they won't do anything anyway. Look at this. News today. Kim Jong-un declares AI military drones a top priority. Mind you, we already have Iran manufacturing drones in Russia and Iran. In Russia, in part, to reduce the time it takes to actually get them to the battlefield. But Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un has said the use of artificial intelligence is a top priority in modernizing the country's sophisticated weapon technology and building up drone technology. This is in Al Jazeera. Why aren't you hearing this in any, Western media? People aren't promoting it. You go to Al Jazeera, you find it. During a visit to the Unmanned Aeronautical Technological Complex in the capital, Pyongyang, on Thursday, Kim presided over performance tests of multi-purpose drones and unmanned surveillance vehicles. According to KCNA, the North Korean leader emphasized rapidly developing newly introduced artificial intelligence as a top priority, expanding and strengthening the serial production capacity of drones, so mass producing these potential AI drones, while at the same time they're testing their ICBMs, but they've been doing that for, 20, 30 years. North Korea's military power includes nuclear-armed ballistic missiles. Mind you also, who has nuclear powers? Russia. Does Russia get attacked by the United States? No, only through proxies, the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians are just a proxy here to fight Russia. Russia does not get attacked by the United States because they have nukes. China doesn't get attacked by the United States because they have nukes. North Korea doesn't get attacked by the United States because they have nukes. You see where I'm going with this? Guess who doesn't have nukes? Iran doesn't get attacked by the United States because they don't have, Iran gets attacked by the United States and has no nukes. See what I'm saying? Russia, North Korea, China, nukes, no attack. Iran gets attacked, has no nukes. Start putting pieces of the puzzle together. Russia purposefully violating this airspace is a way to tell Iran, don't be afraid of them. They're unifying each other. This is teamwork. This is the school bully telling the other school bullies, watch what I can do to this teacher and not get in trouble. Look what I can get away with. That's what this is. This isn't an oopsie doopsies. This isn't a mistake. This is brazen. Now, Donald Trump might try to downplay this. In part, it's because Donald Trump promised this war in Ukraine would be over within 24 hours, which of course he had to wind back and say, oh, well, he was just being sarcastic. But I don't know that negotiations are going as great with China or Russia as he implies. He suggests that we had a very productive phone call today with China and is grateful for the Chinese approval of the TikTok deal. But that is not at all the readout that we got from China. The readout that we got from China was the following. I'll give you the notes on the call. China. This was a pragmatic call. The U.S. should not use unilateral trade measures against us. And regarding TikTok, we support commercial negotiations in a way that comply with law, and we hope that the United States will provide an appropriate venue for fair negotiations. That's not China going, we approve of the TikTok deal. That's Donald Trump washing his propaganda the way he wants. Oh, great call. Got the approval I wanted. When we saw that truth, we saw CNBC Live and Fox News Live. Even Fox News, who shills for Trump, Fox News going, that's not what China said. Where's Trump getting that from? That's not what they said. So what actually happened? This is all a game. It's all a game to show you and show Americans that Russia and China and Iran and North Korea are a threat that we have to deal with. And that we have politicians that are too weak to solve the problems. I don't care if it's Biden or Trump. People leave me comments like, Kevin, how come you only bagging on Trump? You should have seen how much I was bagging on Biden. I was one of the first people to tell you on YouTube that Biden needs to step down People unsubscribe from the channel going, why do you always bag on Biden? You never bag on Trump like this. They have a lot of short memories. But it's all documented on YouTube.
Knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.